Look at the person next to you, the one buried in their phone, the one staring blankly out the window. Look at the person in the mirror. What do you see? When I look at the crowd, I don't just see faces. I see a mountain of potential buried under a layer of comfortable routine. I see dreams that have been quieted, not because they were impossible, but because they were allowed to be overshadowed by the noise of reality. There is a version of you that exists in a different timeline, a version that didn't hit snooze, a version that took the risk, a version that spoke up, a version that started the business, wrote the book, or learned the skill. That version of you, they are not a fantasy. They are a ghost of the life you were meant to live. And most people spend their entire existence haunted by that ghost, never realizing they have the power to pull it into the present. Most people never become who they could be. And today, we are going to talk about exactly why that happens and how you can stop it from happening to you. Part 1. The tyranny of the urgent versus the importance of the uncomfortable. The first enemy of your potential is the tyranny of the urgent. You are busy. I know you are busy. Your life is a sequence of fires that need putting out. Emails, bills, deadlines, social obligations. The car needs an oil change. The kids need to be picked up. It is a full-time job, just maintaining your current life. But here is the cruel irony. The maintenance of your current life is the very thing preventing you from building your future life. You put your ambitions on the back burner. You say, "I'll get to that project when things settle down." You tell yourself, "I'll start eating healthy next month." You promise, "I'll work on my side hustle after I pay off this debt." You are waiting for a peaceful moment that never arrives. To become who you could be, you must realize that the life you want does not exist inside your comfort zone. It exists in the mess. It exists in the chaos. Greatness is not born in a quiet, peaceful moment. It is forged in the fire of a life that is already too full. The person you want to become doesn't wait for someday. They carve out 10 minutes of today while the world is on fire around them. Part 2. The internal saboteur, the voice in your head. But let's be honest, it's not just the external noise, is it? The real enemy is internal. You have a saboteur living in your mind. This voice, let's call it the doubt demon, has been with you since childhood. It's the voice that told you not to raise your hand in class because the answer might be wrong. It's the voice that told you not to ask out that person because you weren't good enough. This voice has a PhD in your weaknesses. It knows every insecurity. It knows exactly where to poke you. And it is an expert at keeping you exactly where you are. When you get that sudden urge to start a new project, the demon whispers, "Who are you to do that? You have no experience." When you feel the courage to speak up in a meeting, the demon whispers, "Don't be a fool, they'll think you're stupid." When you want to go to the gym, the demon whispers, "You're too tired, you can start on Monday." This is the most critical insight of your entire life. Feeling insecure is not a sign that you are doing something wrong. It is a sign that you are doing something that matters. Most people are dominated by the fear of feeling uncomfortable. They think, "If I'm afraid, I'm not ready." But the reality is, if you're not afraid, you're not pushing your limits. Your potential exists on the other side of that fear. The voice in your head does not have your best interests at heart. It has your safety at heart. And safety, my friend, is a comfortable prison. Part 3. The law of the lid. How high are your ceilings? Psychologists have a concept called the law of the lid. It states that your level of success, your happiness, your wealth, your relationships can never rise above your level of personal development. You might have a vision of a skyscraper, but if you are building it with a foundation meant for a bungalow, the skyscraper will collapse. Here is the painful truth for a lot of people. You aren't being held back by the economy, your boss, or your circumstances. You are being held back by your own self-concept. The way you see yourself is the lid. If you see yourself as unlucky, you will sabotage your own victories to fit that narrative. If you see yourself as unworthy, you will push away people who treat you with respect. If you see yourself as stupid, you will never invest in the education you need to succeed. You cannot become someone you don't believe you can be. This is why fake it till you make it is flawed advice. You don't need to fake it. You need to cultivate it. You need to start feeding your mind with evidence of your own capability. Start acting like the person you want to become. How does that person handle adversity? How do they spend their Sunday afternoon? What do they read? Who do they hang out with? The person you want to be isn't just waiting for a different outcome. They have a different identity. You have to change the internal self-image first, and the external world will follow. Part 4. The influence of the herd, the social trap. Let's zoom out for a moment. We like to think we are individuals. We like to think we make our own choices. But neuroscience and sociology tell us a different story. We are deeply influenced by the herd. A study showed that your income is highly correlated with the average income of your 5 closest friends. It's not just money, it's habits, it's mindset. If you are the smartest person in the room, you are in the wrong room. Most people live their lives at the mercy of their social circle. They don't pursue the life they want. They pursue a life that won't make their friends jealous or uncomfortable. You fear losing your tribe. You fear the judgment. What will they think if I quit my job? What will they say if I stop drinking? What will my family say if I move away? To become who you could be, you must sometimes be willing to outgrow your current environment. That doesn't mean you abandon your values or your love for your friends. It means you expand your environment. You need to find people who are playing a bigger game. You need to read books by authors who are decades ahead of you. You need to listen to podcasts that challenge your worldview. Remember, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you want to change your future, change your influences. You don't have to cut people off, but you must set boundaries on how much of their comfort zone seeps into your ambition. Part 5. The one skill that changes everything. So we've talked about the noise, the fear, the lid, and the herd. It sounds like a lot of obstacles, doesn't it? It is. But there is one master key that unlocks all these cages. Discipline. But not the discipline you see in the movies. Not the guy screaming at 5 a.m. No, that is a performance. The discipline I am talking about is the ability to sacrifice what you want now for what you want most. It is the choice to write 1 page instead of scrolling for 20 minutes. It is the choice to make a healthy meal instead of ordering fast food. It is the choice to have 1 difficult conversation instead of simmering in resentment for a year. Most people are waiting for motivation. They think the vibe needs to be right, but motivation is fickle. It is a feeling, and feelings change. Discipline is a system. It is the understanding that the person you are today is the building block for the person you will become tomorrow. You cannot negotiate with yourself. You cannot bargain with the doubt demon. You have to move your body before your brain has time to tell you to stop. This is where the magic happens. The magic is not in the result. The magic is in the resistance. The result is just the byproduct of the man or woman you had to become to achieve it. Part 6. The 1 year from now exercise. I want you to do something with me right now. I want you to close your eyes. Now, I want you to think of the person you want to be. Don't just think about the job or the car or the house. Think about who you are in that future. How do you walk? How do you talk? How do you treat people? What do you believe about the world? What kind of strength do you carry inside you? Now, I want you to ask yourself a brutal question. It's a question that separates the dreamers from the doers. If you continue doing exactly what you are doing right now for the next 365 days, will you become that person? If the answer is no, or if you are hesitating, that is your wake-up call. because that means you are drifting. You are not going toward your future, you are just waiting for time to pass. Time is the most relentless force in the universe. It doesn't care about your potential. It doesn't care about your excuses. It just moves forward. And with every passing day, the window of possibility shrinks. You don't have to change everything tomorrow. You don't have to be perfect, but you must start. Write down one thing, just one thing that the person you want to be does every day. Is it 15 minutes of reading? Is it one push-up? Is it a walk around the block? Is it writing one paragraph of that book? Start there, do that one thing tomorrow, and when it gets easy, add another thing. This is the compounding effect of identity. You are not building Rome in a day, you are building a brick layer, and you are laying the first brick of a new foundation. Today. Most people never become who they could be because they wait for the storm to pass. But the storm doesn't pass. You have to learn to dance in the rain. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are a product of your choices. And your choices are defined by what you decide to tolerate. Stop tolerating mediocrity. Stop tolerating fear. Stop tolerating a life that is just fine. The ghost of the person you could have been is waiting for you. They have been waiting for years, but they don't want your regret. They want your action. You have one life, one mind, one shot. Don't spend it wondering what could have been. Spend it becoming who you always were.